edition of WGN Sports.
From the city beautiful, Chicago, Illinois, WGN Sports presents White Sox Baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, Alexei Ramirez, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Kevin Kuzminoff and the Oakland Athletics. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set, it will be the rubber match. In the opener, Lucas Harrell got his first Major League start, his Major League debut. He picked up the victory. Sox won that ball game 6-1. Lucas pitched well. Then last night, it was Dallas Braden. Inside of a week, this is the second time he beat us. He beat us 6-2 last evening. That changeup was just too much. So the Sox come in at 13 games over, half game in front of Minnesota. And this afternoon, Gavin Floyd.
Gavin Floyd's been brilliant. The last 10 starts, he's given up a grand total of 8 earned runs. Now, he's still under 500 at 6-8, but he's never been defeated by these A's, and he's thrown very well against them, his ERA in the ones. So hopefully Gavin can keep that going. We can hold on to first place. Minnesota only a half game back. They got Liriano going, and they're big favorites when he goes at home. As far as who's facing us today, it's Gio Gonzalez, a former White Sox twice. This guy's 9-6, his ERA in the mid-3s, and Gio's a pretty good pitcher. He's got a good curveball. Hopefully we can wait back on that because that's his put-away pitch. And this year, a big winning record for a team that's been right around 500 most of the season is pretty good. But today, I think Gavin's going to have everything. It's hot, it's humid, and it's good for curveballs.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $42 million. Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. White Sox SAP is brought to you by Galaxy, home remodeling experts since 1984. Do great work, give a great deal. That's Galaxy. Now we'll see how Bob Guerin is going to line up with his Oakland A's. It'll be Davis with big speed leading off, and Barton has been tough in this series. Got Cust, Kuzmanov, Ellis, Powell behind the plate today. Pennington, Watson, and Carson in right field and hitting ninth. The defense and how they'll line up behind Gavin Floyd is Jones, Rios, and Quinton left to right, with Viciedo, Ramirez, Lillibridge, and Konerko in the infield. Ramon Castro behind the plate. And the Toyota, no it's not, the regular starting pitcher is Gavin Floyd, looking for his 7th win. ERA 3.66, and it's coming down recently. Last 10 starts, he's been unbelievable. We're ready for baseball. I'm ready to turn over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set, finale of this homestand, as Rajai Davis gets set to lead it off. First pitch strike from the big 6'6" right-hander. Davis comes in hitting at 277. 4 homers. He's driven in 32. Viciedo, even with the bag, a couple steps off the line down there at third. And that's out of play. So the count very quickly, 0-2.
Here's the umpires today. It's Darrell Cousins behind the plate. DJ Rayburn is at first. Jim Wolf is at second, and Marvin Hudson at third.
Ramon Castro with the numbers, and Yadin with the pitch. A little comebacker. And lead man down. A's come in hitting at 262 as a club. 3.76 ERA. That's good. They are 52 and 51 on the season.
They're also in a division where Texas is making a shambles of this race. Texas comes in with an 8.5 game lead over Oakland, but they have to play Texas 10 more times.
So here's Derek Barton hitting at 274, 5 homers. He's driven in 38. Takes it high and wide. Another one high and wide, and the count 2-0. Barton in the series, 2 for 8 with a couple of big RBIs. This is the 6th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 5, Sox have won 2 as there is the strike.
Barton has made 3 different trips to the major leagues before this year, and they were always intermingled with trips to the minor leagues because he is a good hitter, but he's a corner position without big power.
That ball hit hard. Look at Alex. So graceful. So pretty. The Hazel May. 2 down.
This ball slicing away from him, but Rios has it all the way. Runs it down. Takes 2 bases away from Barton. Here comes the real slugger on this team.
He is that. Jack Cust. Last year, 25 homers. 70 knocked in. This year, just 8 homers and 29 knocked in. But he can hit it as far as anybody.
Sox have been throwing him right there, a steady diet of low and in, up and in, and he hasn't fared very well. This ball biting down and in, and Cust missed it by a good foot.
One and one to count. And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. There's the strike, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Barton has faced Floyd 5 times, and he's drawn the collar. And that's just off the corner, tailing away. So a full count to the 24-year-old first baseman.
Kevin has the confidence he'll go with either a cutter inside or a breaking ball. Either way, it'll get him.
There it was. He gone. 1-2-3 inning for Floyd. After happening to play the A's nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
And it's Ramirez, Rios, Canerco, Quinton, Castro has done a great job hitting the baseball with Viciedo, Jones, and Lillibridge rounding it out. The defense, it's Watson, Davis, and Carson in the outfield with Kuzminoff, Pennington, Ellis, and Barton at first base. Landon Powell, the big man behind the plate, and Gio Gonzalez on the hill. He's 9-6, his ERA 3.64. This is his 22nd start. He's undefeated in the daytime this year. He's 5-0. Has a few more problems under the lights.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as first pitch to Juan Pierre. Taken for a strike from the 24-year-old southpaw. 5'11", 205 pounds. And he is out of Hialeah, Florida. That curveball chops it foul, and very quickly the count 0-2. Sox come in at 58-45, hitting at 262 as a club with a 3.93 ERA. That's up high.
Gonzalez, original property of the White Sox. It was a compensation pick, 38th selection overall in the first round back in 2004.
And that's top foul. Well, we've seen Gio quite a bit. He's got terrific stuff. If he throws strikes, he is double tough. Double tough.
That's what Kurt Young, the pitching coach, is trying to get him to do, which is emotionally settle down a bit on the mound.
Say fair. It won't. It's foul.
That sounds a little strange, but what it was is Gio would get in trouble. Then he would start to rush. He would start to throw everything harder than he was capable of throwing it. Consequently, it flattens out, stays up, and you get hurt. Something's right because he's 9-6 this year, and there's a look at Kurt Young, the pitching coach. The get off me ball swing that we know and love from Juan.
He's fun to watch.
Good sinker down and in.
And that curveball way outside, so the count evens at 2. That's into center field. Get down. It won't. Davis playing him short. Makes the catch, out number 1. And right now let's check out our Dodge picks to click today. Jim Angier, our director and crew, with Ramon Castro. Stone Pony's going with Juan Pierre, and I'm going to give these guys one more chance. Mike Spadali, Pete Catazon, Mike Mazza, the Bertucci boys, Bobby and Bruno, and their nephew Anthony. We're going to go with the tank, Viciedo. So for more information on the entire vehicle lineup, log on to Dodge.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Dodge dealer.
That's a single pitch that might define this outing for Gonzalez. That's the inside fastball to a right-hand hitter.
1-1 the count to Alexei, who comes in hitting at .290, 11 homers. He's driven in 41.
It's been the big weakness of Gonzalez. His arm side, which is outside to the right-handers, has been his strong side.
There's a one-hopper down to Kuzminov. Well, he's got a good umpire behind the plate. Daryl Cousins, a good veteran umpire. I've seen Daryl both ways. I've seen him when he had trouble calling the inside strike, and I've seen him when he would call the inside strike. So we just got to wait and see, because as what you stated was right on the money. It's going to be, if he gets that pitch and Daryl calls it a strike, we got problems.
Because of that curveball when it does come to him.
Well, that's the whole basis of pitching from a hitter's standpoint. If a pitcher can get a guy looking inside, then he has got it. Let's put it that way. Not that the pitcher won't make a mistake and the guy get him. But the worst thing that a hitter can do is go to the plate looking inside. The best thing he can do is not worry about inside and look for the ball out over the plate. There's that ball hit into right field. Stretch. Get on back there on the track. Right in front of the White Sox charity sign. A 1-2-3 inning for Gonzalez. And after one, no score.
Second inning as Gavin Floyd and Gio Gonzalez breeze through the first.
So here's Kuzminov. Hitting at .273, 10 homers. He's driven in 51. Kevin in this series, 3 for 9 with a homer. Coming yesterday. Right over the center field fence. One and one to count. Outfield playing him just about straight away. Bit of a gap out there in right center. Ate him up. Ate him up. In on the fists.
That's going to make Gavin pretty successful also because of his curveball, especially to the right-handers. Gavin's got to get that fastball in. That was a two-seamer. You saw that ball moving down and in to Kuzminov. That's been the big turnabout for Gavin Floyd. Number one, getting right on top of the hitters, throwing strike one and sometimes strike two. And then you can play around off the plate a bit, forcing a hitter to swing at pitches he would normally not do.
Mark Ellis takes that one low and away. Gap out there in left center. 33-year-old veteran second baseman has always played well against us. And the count 2-0. Mark 1 for 9 lifetime off Gavin. Come back and get him. No walks. 3-0 the count. Sox will have tomorrow off. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Detroit. Tuesday is a split doubleheader. And then after that 4-game set in 3 days, we will go to Baltimore for 4 games before returning home.
And we'll see a new leader. As far as the Orioles are concerned, Buck Showalter will take over a team that's 32-72 as we speak.
Alexei, backhand, plant, tag, 2 down.
Now when Alexei takes something off the throw, he makes up for it by getting it so quickly. He's got plenty of arm to make that a harder throw across the diamond, but taking a page out of the book of Omar Vizquel, he throws it just as hard as he needs to get him by a step or two.
And Vizquel taking a page out of Aparicio, Louis Aparicio's book. Landon Powell, switch hitting catcher. Did not go. He's hitting at 236, a homer. He's driven in 7.
Powell's a very big man. 6'3", listed at a very optimistic 253.
Outfield straight up. And the count evens at 1.
I like the fact that Powell, although he is a big man, is very athletic, has quick feet. He's more of a call it, catch it, block it, and throw it guy than he is a hitter.
Change up. And the count 1-2. Ate him up. Nice, easy 1-2-3 inning once again for Gavin. And after an inning and a half, nada.
Click onto the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all game stats and information while you're watching at home. The WGN Sports Game Zone, WGNTV.com, is brought to you by Columbia College of Missouri. On-campus and online classes fit your schedule and your budget.
Paul Konerko will lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Sox 32-20 here at home, 26-25 on the road, while Oakland 22-29 on the road, and they are 30-22 at the Coliseum. So here's Paulie hitting an even 300, 25 homers and 72 driven in. That ball in the center field. Davis, one pitch, one out. And a reminder, you can join our White Sox mobile group to receive exclusive offers and chances to win great prizes like autographed jerseys and baseballs. So text Sox to Shy Sox 244-769 to win an autographed Paul Konerko baseball. Standard text and data rate supply. Visit whitesox.com for official rules. Carlos Quentin takes it right there.
The object is to get to Gonzalez before he's able to put you in a position to use that curveball. He's not one of the soft-tossing left-handers. He's got a good fastball. He's been working on a changeup. That's a project in progress for Gonzalez. If he gets that, he's going to be even tougher than he is now, which is pretty tough.
There's that curveball. He's got a Jim Dandy.
Talking about this being a very good day, being humid. Good day to throw the curveball for Gavin Floyd. Conversely, good day to throw the curveball for Gio Gonzalez. Tremendous amount of break on it, and it came over a strike. If Paul caught it, it was inside, but that one caught the whole plate.
That was a strike. Here's Ramon Castro hitting at 327. He's got 5 home runs and 13 knocked in. Ball hit hard. Oh, he's swinging the bat. Wow. So both pitchers have faced 6 men through 2 innings. That's the old shower, the old ballpark.
That's a good look.
Top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for both teams. It'll be Cliff Pennington, Matt Watson, and Matt Carson to face Gavin Floyd. Pennington hitting at .258. 3 homers, 31 knocked in. Fakes the bunt, takes the strike. Only 2 switch hitters in this lineup. Powell the other. Nice hook right there, back door.
And it's come to Gavin earlier here today. That's always a good sign. That one just snaps over the outside corner.
He gone. Well, we talk about so often, every high curveball is not a hanger.
Especially when it bites like this. That one still was digging. It stayed up, but it doesn't stay in the same plane all that long. The rollers are the ones that get hit, along with the ones that it's going to come up spinning and hanging there.
We got 2 guys out there today who can throw high curveballs that are not hangers. Gio the same way. But they can hang them like anybody else, and it just spins. Two and 0 the count to Watson, who is 2 for 16 since being called up.
Here's Gavin's record in the last 10 starts. He's given up just 8 earned runs over his last 10 starts. His ERA 1.04. He's been magnificent.
Come back and get him. Second 3-0 count he's had. There's one.
We catch a break today, being a day game after a night game. Kurt Suzuki is not playing. He's their leading home run hitter. And usually the number 3 hitter. So he's on the bench, and that's good.
Pops him up. Andrew Jones. Can of corn. 2 down. That'll bring up Matt Carson, hitting at .219. A homer. He's driven in 3 since being called up. He is 7 for 32. Outfield straight up. Yeah, as that pitch off the outside corner. That ball into right field. So that is 9 up, 9 down for Gavin Floyd. 15 down.
Well, both pitchers have good curveballs. Both pitchers getting the ball over the plate, and Gavin's had a 3-ball count a couple times and fought his way back into the at bat.
Here's Viciedo. Tank hitting at .333 in this series. He's 5 for 7. Underneath that, and count 1-1. Tank's already got 6 doubles, go along with a couple of homers.
That's the changeup that Gonzalez has been working on.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah, he'll throw it 83 to 85. Looks like his fastball. And that's what Kurt Young suggested would really set him apart from what he was before.
Could not check it up. Yes, he did. Well, if he comes up with a good changeup, hitters are in trouble against this young man. Not that they aren't right now. Got him.
That curveball is devastating. And you got to get to a point where you get him before he's in a position to wipe you out with this.
He's had that curveball since he joined us. First time I saw him in spring training in Tucson. I mean, that curveball was awesome.
What was amazing is we traded him with Aaron Rohn, Philadelphia.
Backhanded. Pennington got a big arm and throws him out. So Andrew Jones is retired. Good play by Cliff Pennington.
Pennington hasn't been steady at shortstop against us. But he does have one of the stronger arms at shortstop in the major leagues. Good stretch by Barton. Get him rather easily. Gio keeps getting traded. That's somewhat surprising. I think, however, he has found a home here in Oakland.
So here's Lillibridge. Fastball out of play right side. Well, his motion is the same on everything. Fastball, curveball, change.
And if it comes out of the same release point, you can't read which pitch it is, especially the rotation on his curveball because it spins so quickly.
Well, he's going to make guys look bad because hitters have a tendency off film. You got to have. You got to sit on the pitch. And obviously, if you're sitting on a fastball and he throws that good hook, you're going to look funny. Oh, and 2 the count. 9 up, 9 down for Gio Gonzalez, and we're into the 4th. If you're just tuning in, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. So it'll be Rajay Davis taking down low ball 1. He had a little soft comebacker to Gavin. Red Sox leading Verlander and the Tigers 3-0 that game in the 3rd inning. Here's another little soft comebacker. So 1 out. I mentioned that doubleheader, that split doubleheader on Tuesday in Detroit. In those 4 games, we're going to get Porcello, Bonderman, Galarraga, and Shearer.
It's a shame to miss Verlander. But sometimes you have to bear that kind of burden going into Detroit.
Barton hit a line drive in the left center field that Alex Rios very gracefully went over and made an easy catch.
Oakland was very quiet at the trade deadline, didn't make a move. We've got a lot of young pitchers, but they're not going to move that rotation, which is a good one.
High pop up. Alexei. 2 down. And a reminder, prorated White Sox season ticket plans are still available for the remainder of the season. Full season, weekday, and weekend plans offer great seat locations. Savings off the individual ticket price. But here's the big thing. The opportunity to purchase 2010 postseason tickets. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Time Daryl Cousins didn't even have to appeal down to Marvin Hudson. He called it himself.
Daryl's been around a long time. Good umpire. It's been a well umpired series, as the Seattle series was. Seattle series, no beefs. One and one to count to Cust. Struck out on a good slider. Gavin. There's a strike, and the count 1-2.
Last 15 games, Jack Cust has started to heat it up. They haven't had the big power numbers out of him that they would like. That batting average came in at 295, and that's somewhat surprising because he's a guy that usually it's all or nothing on the swing.
This is Daryl Cousins' 32nd year.
That's keeping the job for a long time.
Well, that's in the dirt. So a full count. 32nd year. Darryl resides in Southern California with his wife Shona, 2 children. And that's a tough foul. Tampa Bay leading the Yankees 3-0, top of the 4th, down at Tropicana Field. And the payoff. He gone. 12 up, 12 down for Gavin Flores. Fourth inning. One. Hit the ball hard to center field. Takes a bunt and takes a strike.
Hitters would prefer bunting a straight fastball. Curveball's tough to bunt, and Pierre showed it and then just took the curve.
Off down to the bat. Ellis. And that's out number one. And the White Sox are competing against other MLB teams for a $200,000 Pepsi Refresh grant. Now, the idea is to raise much-needed school supplies for the inner-city youth baseball program. Kids will be invited to a game against the Orioles in August and be in a pregame parade on the field. So to vote, go to MLB.com/Pepsi. Refresh. Or text White Sox to 76462. 21 to count to Alexei.
Alexei's shown enough bunting ability that he brings in most of the third baseman. Kuzmanov is not in on the grass. He's standing even with the bag and well off the line.
High pop up. Pennington making the call. Two down. And it was nice to see Mark Teahen went down to Charlotte on a rehab stint. He went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs last night. Sox won that, or the Knights won that game, I should say, 8-7 against Rochester.
I don't believe that rehab is going to be all that long. Comes the question of playing time and where he's going to fit into a team that since his departure has been red hot.
That's fouled back. Alex 0 for 1. He took Matt Carson back on the track in right field.
At first at bat, he did get a fastball away. That's the one pitch that you can look for Gonzalez.
And that's popped up. Brandon Powell makes the adjustment, and we still, after 4 innings in the books, have not had a base runner in this ball game. Kevin Kuzmanov to lead it off. He grounded out to Alexei. That could be trouble. No. I tell you, he can cover with just looking like he's trotting out there. Just almost a blueprint of Devon White.
He's a little taller than White at 6'5". Same kind of strides, and they do both glide to the baseball.
Very, very, very graceful. Here's Mark Ellis. Ellis also grounded out to Alexei. Takes first pitch strike. And count 0-2.
A minimum of pitches into the 5th inning for Gavin Floyd.
Well, second time around, you got to start as a hitter. You got to start formulating maybe in a period of adjustment here. Figure out not how you can beat him, but how you can be dangerous against him. That's the key. You just want to have an at-bat where you're dangerous.
Well, the danger ends if he throws a curveball here.
Well, you're not going to beat Floyd or Gio on the curveballs. Okay, that's the adjustment I'm talking about. You've got to give them that pitch. As there's a slowly hit ground ball, Alexei, and that's 2 down. So the adjustments come. How can I be dangerous? I can't be dangerous on this curveball. It's either got to be on something straight, either the fastball or the change. The change, chances are, if he doesn't hang it, he's going to make a good pitch down low. Why don't I try to be dangerous on this fastball?
Same thing with both of these pitchers.
That's exactly right.
Try to hit from a fastball early in the count. The last pitch was a good curveball by Gavin Floyd, and the only thing Ellis could do is softly tap it up the middle.
Well, what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about early in the count. I'm talking about from the get-go all the way through the count, because you got to make a commitment. You try to cover a plate on a guy who's got his good stuff and his good control, you're 0 for 4. Like you when you won 25 games, there were guys going up there trying to cover the whole plate on you. They had no chance.
Oh, but they could guess curveball and pretty much be right.
What are you going to do with it? Why look for something you can't handle?
Well, there's a good case to be had. I just wasn't going to give him a fastball with much of the plate, if any of it.
You don't think some of our guys were looking for Dallas Braden's changeup last night?
A lot of them were. It didn't matter.
It didn't make any difference. Why look for something you can't handle?
And he's got a good one. And with Powell not playing very much, you would have to think he'd be very susceptible to anything off speed or anything breaking. And Gavin's got him set up at 1 and 2.
Well, he ate him up inside with a fastball last time. That's a little too high, 2 and 2. Well, I think I mentioned this several times. The last 2 years that Johan Santana was in a Minnesota uniform, we knew every pitch he was throwing and still couldn't do anything. Powell's going to try to break the rhythm right here. Not a bad thought on his part. And the 2-2.
Fans didn't know that was off his foot, so there was this, not a roar from the crowd, but a sigh when they thought that might be an infield hit. But don't worry. If he hits in the same spot, Powell will still not beat it up.
Hitters today are just not willing to give up an at-bat. And you can have a constructive strikeout or a constructive out at the plate in your mind if you have a plan. Just got a piece of that curveball.
That went down and in. I think the best way to go is the backdoor curveball or the outside corner. Throw it over the right-hand batter's box and snap it over the corner. Most of the left-handers are going to give up on that.
That's the question, Larry. What's your
He gone. We are halfway home and nary a base runner. $5 footlongs from Subway. Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Click to WGNTV.com for complete information and rules. Paul Konerko takes that digging curveball strike. Paulie went out to center field his first trip. No runs, no hits, no errors for them. No runs, no hits, no errors for us. I don't ever recall this, Tony.
Double perfect game?
Yep, going into the fifth inning, or 4.5. Probably 4.5. I don't ever think I've ever seen this in my career.
There's a lot of goose eggs up on the board, all the way down the scoring line.
Except for which inning it is, this all is true. One out, 4th strikeout for Gonzalez.
Well, I think it ends here, Hawk. Perfect game one way or the other.
All right, you're picking Carlos to end it?
Yep.
All right.
Did not have a good at bat the first time up.
Who's the Mayor Joe Grube picking to end it?
The Mayor is picking Gordon Deckham from off the bench.
Wait. There it is. You can cancel the postgame show. He got a curveball up, and he just muscles it into center field. So the game's first base runner. One of the few mistakes he's made with a curveball.
That one just came rolling. Carlos opened up a touch and eased it into center field.
Yeah, he's lucky that ball didn't get hit out of the ballpark.
Well, you got a guy up here now that can do that. He crushed the ball the first time up.
He hit a screaming Mimi down to Kuzman off at third. Turns that one over, the changeup, and misses outside. So we'll have to see if going from the stretch right here interrupts his rhythm.
A lot of times it does. Interrupts his control, certainly.
There's a strike to even the count at 1. Top of the 4th in Minnesota, no score, Mariners and the Twinkies. And that ball hits the bag. Everybody is safe. So 1 out, 2 on. Go start now, boys. Dadgummit.
Yeah, they caught a tremendous break because at the very least, Carlos Quentin is at third base and possibly Castro at second. This ball bounces straight up in the air after hitting the bag. Guzmanov looking like he wants to make a fair catch. And nobody can advance after that, but a base hit, 2 in a row.
So here's the Tank. Tank struck out. And curveball strike. Looked like just to get me over right there, which is okay on the first pitch. Not too many guys are going to swing at a breaking ball first pitch, unless it's a hanger. And very quickly, the count 0-2. Gonzalez with a huge command of this attack.
He's made 3 wild pitches this year. He does a pretty good catch here, digging the ball out of the dirt and landing Powell.
He gets it down and in, he's in trouble. Close at all.
That was a good job by Powell as he dug that ball out of the dirt, had it hit the glove, the shin guard, and then just stay right in front of him. Otherwise, both runners move up. Hit both his shin guards, actually.
Come on, Tank. Not too much. Stay on top of it, buddy. And that's chopped foul.
Still play Viciano a couple steps in the right center field, thinking that he's going to go the opposite way.
Deep. Stretch. Right up against the fence. Dadgummit. He just missed it. Meanwhile, 2 down. And there's the break that they caught because of Castro's ball hitting the bag.
This ball just kept drifting. This is a fastball away. Viciano takes it that way. With Carson drifting with about a step and a half to spare. Leaving runners at the corners, and now Carlos has got to get a pretty good secondary lead. A ball in the dirt, he's got to score.
Andrew with the ball in the hole. That Pennington made a nice play on him, and that hit it. So that will load him up for Brent Lillibridge.
Gonzalez been using a lot of first ball curveballs. That got him right on the toe on the left foot. A golden opportunity for Brent Lillibridge.
He struck out on a curveball his first trip. We saw a couple of them in that sequence. Tried to backdoor him and he missed. Big pitch right here. You got to sit on it, Brent. He did. There's a shot, base hit. He gets by it. Everybody is going to score. Lillibridge on his way to third. He will get there with his triple, and the Sox lead it 3-0. Yes. Yes.
Well, he has 11, 12, and 13 for Lillibridge, who unloads him after Matt Carson took a gamble. And that gamble was he could get the sinking line drive and end the inning. Our fourth drive of the game comes on a high fastball away. Lillibridge drives it into right field. And then the gamble by Carson, and that gamble didn't pay off. Not only did he not get it, he couldn't knock it down.
Don't stop now, boys. As that pitch inside from Juan Pierre, who's 0 for 2. Juan has gone out hard to center and grounded softly to second. Shanks off the facade of the LG Skyline Club seats. There's a bunt. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes. 4-0. Beautiful bunt by Juan Pierre.
Kuzminov has played Juan Pierre too deep the entire series. RBI number 24. It's a perfect bunt. And for a guy who makes his living bunting, look where Kuzminov is. He's got 0 chance. And when you bunt it there, pitcher has also no chance. Big run batted in. And 4 hits this inning.
Don't stop now, boys. Here's Alexei. Alexei has grounded to third and popped to short. Big gap out there in left center. Well, I'll tell you, that's just a win.
The fact that he plays that deep for Juan Pierre consistently,
even with 2 strikes, that's a blank. Of course, I'm glad he had it.
Couldn't have laid down a better bunt. He forced Gonzalez to come and try to play it. To no avail. Ellis did a nice job of backing up, or that ball would have been in right field.
And the count 2-0.
Putting Gonzalez in the stretch this inning, that deep into the game in the stretch for the first time, has certainly paid off this inning.
I believe it. Seen it happen a lot of times. A guy working from the wind-up as big hack. Foul down. All of a sudden, you've got to go from the stretch and literally just loses his rhythm.
Well, you think about it, he takes no warm-up pitches from the stretch. Last time he was in the stretch was in the bullpen. And for Gonzalez, that was about an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Well, I remember Clayton Richard when he was with us. Glad to see him having success over there with the Padres. Clayton had 3 or 4 innings. He didn't have to work out of the stretch. All of a sudden, he got in that stretch. I mean, he just couldn't throw a strike. In that one particular outing. Clayton, former quarterback at the University of Michigan, every time somebody hit a comebacker off the mound, we just held our breath.
Well, he's probably gotten over that. He's thrown the ball real well. He's with a team that is one of the most surprising teams. They also added a couple of pieces. That was offensive pieces to that San Diego team. It was 60-42 coming in. They only lead San Francisco by a game and a half. Don't know if they can hold them off, but getting Ludwig from St. Louis going to really help.
Should.
As is Tejada.
But I mean, we're all happy for Clayton. He's just a nice young man. We all hated to see him go. That's just foul. Wow. Wow.
Marvin Hudson on the line. As this one just misses.
Got him, but a big cookie number goes up on that board. We'll go to the sixth, leading 4-0. Cliff Pennington to lead off here in the top of the sixth inning. All right, still 0-0 ball game, Gavin. Keep that focus, buddy. Pennington struck out swinging on a good curveball. As there's a strike to even the count at 1.
Bottom part of the order to face Floyd. It's Pennington and then the Mats, Watson and Carson.
All right, Stone Pony, you've been locked up in some good close games through 4, 5, 6 innings.
Sure.
And you all of a sudden got yourself a 3, 4, 5 run lead. Did you have a thought when you went out there the next inning?
I did.
What was it?
Get me another 4 and give me an 8-run lead.
That's a good thought. That's a great concept.
That makes things a lot easier.
On the other side of the page, or what was it?
No, just getting the ball and throwing strikes, especially the rhythm that Gavin was in. Hopefully he stays in that. But you don't go out there with a sense of relief because you've just suddenly taken a big lead, because you're not pitching against your offense and you can't control your own offense. You have to control their hitters, and you can do it by continually throwing strike 1.
Come on, Gav. No walks, buddy.
Even if Pennington hits one out of the park here, you want to throw it right down the middle. Maybe he will hit it hard at somebody. Maybe he won't touch it, but you can't put him on with a walk. even with the bottom part of the order.
He can hit his way on. Not even close. So there's their first base runner after getting a 4-run lead.
I'd like to see Ramon go out there and actually talk with Gavin Floyd, because the first time he's going to be in the stretch. And he took a perfect game through 5. It's kind of a long way. 15 straight outs.
Well, my former partner, Hall of Famer, God rest his soul, Don Drysdale, said it took him a while to learn what we just discussed. After getting the lead, that you had to keep your mind, you had to convince yourself it's still a 0-0 ball game. That's up high. Watson popped up to left field. What was the deepest you went with a perfect game?
Well, a perfect game I can't remember, but I did go middle of the 8th inning with a no-hitter against the Angels at that point of Anaheim. On the night I won my 20th game on August 19th, 1980.
There's a good strike.
I can hardly remember that I walked Harlow and then didn't want to walk Campaneris on a 2-0 fastball, so I threw it down the middle and he hit it right back up the middle. And still, I tell him every time I see him how much I hate him.
You better tell him nicely.
Oh, yeah. With a big smile on my face.
Yeah, right. 1-2. Close. 2-2.
This one curves around the plate. Call by Darrell Cousins. His ball was off the plate.
He's had a good game back there.
It was a nice ground ball to second here.
Out in front, hooks it foul. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at WhiteSox.com.
Outfield is straight away and fairly deep for Watson.
That's in the right field. Carlos is there, makes the catch.
It's a good thing they were fairly deep, because that ball was hit hard, was hooking into the corner, and Carlos was able to get a good jump on it and put it away.
So Watson is retired. And here comes Carson, who's 0 for 1. Top of the 6th at Fenway, 3-0 Carmines over the Tigers.
Clay Buchholz on the mound for Boston, and he's throwing a gem.
And 1 the count.
Boston finds themselves 7.5 games in back of the Yankees, 5.5 games in back of Tampa Bay coming into today's play.
That's trouble. So the first hit for Oakland.
You can see Ramon go to the mound. He hasn't yet. After the walk, so to put the game go by the boards, there was a line drive rocket off the bat of Watson, and then the base hit to Carson.
Well, the same thing happened to Gio when he had to go the stretch. It's happening to Gavin right here. So here's Rajai Davis. Twice he has gone little comebacker to Gavin. Top of the 6th down in St. Pete, 3-0 Tampa Bay over the Yankees.
James Shields pitching for Tampa Bay.
He's got a pretty good changeup.
He's got a great one. For a right-hander, it's one of the best in baseball.
Bottom of the fifth at Target Field. There's a strike. Seattle and the Twinkies, no score.
I don't think that Davis had any intention to bunt. I think that fake bunt was to pull in Viciedo at third. He's now even with the bag, but he's on the dirt. Davis doesn't bunt a whole lot despite having great speed. But he has nursed a hamstring problem this year.
That's cued right off the end of the bat, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So Pennington read it perfectly. And it's a 4-1 Sox lead. And here comes Coop. Just a little duck snort out there in the center field. Davis with a couple of hits last night, even softer than that.
RBI number 33. Gavin is starting to get the ball up in the zone somewhat.
Got to keep that focus. And some guys just don't learn it. Just don't learn it.
Well, Don Cooper has had his say. And it's a 3-run lead, but tying run at the bat. That ball toward right center field is very lively today.
And this guy can swing the bat. Derek Barton, who's 0 for 2. A line shot to center and a pop-up. Takes first pitch strike. Changeup. Just misses, and the count evens at 1. Four, 4-0 for us, 1-2-0 for them. And the count 2-1.
Ozzie thinking about a ground ball and getting out of this inning.
Big hat, no count.
It's the best curveball from the stretch that Gavin has thrown by far. That one biting down and in to Barton. And it was a no chancer for him.
And there's a base hit. So they stopped the man at third base. And the sack's packed with bad guys. 1 out.
I know Jack Custis coming up. I'm very surprised that they didn't allow Carson to try to score. I don't think Carlos could have thrown him out at the plate. And I don't think you want Rajai Davis to wind up at third. But we can still get out of this with giving up just a run.
Cust 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 on the slider and 1 on a high fastball. Like just a spinning breaking ball right there. Cust goes to that heater. 1-1. "25 homers last year, just 8 this season."
Great speed out at second. Adequate speed at first and third.
And that's inside. 2-1. He was 25 last year. He had 33 the year before. 26 the year before that for the A's. And the 2-1 delivery.
He got Ramon Castro on the backswing. Take another look at it. Right off the top of the head on the backswing.
Good changeup right there. And this will be the 27th pitch of the inning, 86th in the game. The 2-2. Nice block by Castro. So a full count. And Gavin's going to have to just bow his neck right here.
A good fastball up. A good fastball up is going to get cut, especially if it's on the inner portion. Got danger in Cust and Kuzminov. Kuzminov especially good first ball fastball here.
Bases loaded and the payoff pitch. He gone. Breaking ball. 2 down.
Three strikeouts and none bigger than this one. Right on the outside corner. This looked like he was a touch tardy on that. Now you got to get by Kuzminov. Hold him to just 1 run would be great job of wiggling off the hook by Gavin Floyd.
Kuzminov is grounded to short and he has gone out to center. He's dangerous. And that's a fair ball. Paulie will take it himself and he pitches out of it. They do get on the board. They take up a run on 3 hits. They strand 3, will go to the bottom of the 6th, leading by 3.
If the White Sox hit a home run in the 6th inning, Suzanne will win 100 chances to take home the Powerball jackpot. The jackpot next Wednesday is going to be $20 million.
Right here, it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Rios, Canerco, and Quentin to face Gio Gonzalez. As Alex takes ball 1, he has gone out deep to right, and he is fouled out to the catcher, Landon Powell. Two 2-0 the count.
A great job of getting out of that 6th inning for Gavin Floyd with only 1 run.
That's going to be a souvenir in the seats.
Don Cooper congratulating Gavin Floyd for extricating himself from what could have been a fairly disastrous inning. I think he's telling him from a stretch you don't have to slow down your rhythm, because it was great rhythm from the windup. Then he slowed down from the stretch and didn't help him all that much.
The 2-1 pitch. Try to get out and around that one.
Buck, is there any advantage to facing left-handers in 3 straight games if you're a right-hand hitter?
I think there is, especially if all 3 of them have a good changeup. I think the second and third day you have a better opportunity as a hitter to maybe get one. Chases the bad pitch right there, and it's out number 1. That's the reason, that's the reason that they break him up in the rotation when they can, when they have that option.
Yeah, I always felt that that was one of the things, especially with a left-hand pitcher, you'd like to see a right-hander. The reason is you have a lot of platoon players, and if you give a right-hand hitter who's a platoon player 3 straight games, they'll probably hit a little bit better.
But second and third day.
Yeah, but if you're putting him on the bench in the middle of 2 left-handers, then you've broken his rhythm.
Polly takes strike 1. He's 0 for 2. Well, when I was a kid, I platooned, and I don't ever recall playing 3 straight days.
And it was for right-hander. He gets all the worst of it because the left-handers will probably get 70% of the at-bats because of the right-hand starters, except for this Oakland team, which is loaded with lefties, but there's not a whole lot of them around. So the left-hand counterpart of the platoon system gets many more pitches and at-bats.
Yeah, back in those days it was a 4-man rotation, so you didn't have the opportunity to face that many left-handers.
When you also faced a number 1 and 2 guy rolled around pretty quickly in a 4-man rotation. And there were some good ones.
Yeah, there were, but you also caught a break in that time zone because of the fact that even when you had the mediocre guys, the 3 and 4 out there, they usually went pretty deep into a ball game, so you're going to face them 2 or 3 or 4 times. The bullpen back in those days was almost a non-issue.
The bullpen was all the failure guys.
It was all the starters who were going bad. That's where they put them. Usually had 1 or 2 guys who were bullpen specialists. The rest were starters who were going bad.
Failed starters, failed closers found their way into the bullpen, and it was the only position you got by default instead of having to earn it. That's why I believe for years it was so tough to make up a good back end of the bullpen. If you take the closer out of it, because you certainly earned that role. But now it's different. Now you have 7th inning specialists, 8th inning specialists, and you're stopping, closer.
That ball hammered into center field. Davis is there, makes the catch. So that is a 1-2-3 inning, and we're into the 7th, leading 4-1.
Which former Athletics Hall of Fame closer was more dominant? A, Dennis Eckersley, B, Raleigh Fingers. Just text A or B to 97999 and watch for the results later in the game.
Mark Ellis will lead it off here in the top of the 7th inning. Takes ball 1. Ellis twice has gone out to Alexei at short. Sox with 4 in the 5th. A's 1 in the 6th. 21 to count. Bottom of the 6th at Target Field, still no score. Mariners and Twinkies. Chopper 2 Hopper. Littlebridge got him. 1 out. So here's Powell. He's grounded to second and struck out. Paulie's got him. 2 down.
You see those left-hand hitters trying to pull that pitch away. Evans got some good movement on the fastball today. That ball went out. Tried to hook it to the right side. Normally, that's either 4-3 or 3 unassisted. This time it was 3 unassisted.
And we want to thank our intern, Zach Watkins. Zach, who's going to be a junior at Purdue this coming year. Been up with us most of the summer and done a heck of a nice job. And we wish you the best, young man. Good luck. He's a handsome young man. He won't have no problem.
Getting a degree at Purdue is not an easy thing to do. And one of our esteemed friends, Moose Scoury, went to Purdue. He decided pro ball was more lucrative. Moose was a great athlete.
Moose a great guy. That pitch just goes around the plate. And the count 2-1 to Pennington, who walked to lead off the 6th inning. In case you're just tuning in, that was the first base runner for the A's. 2-2 the count. So a full count. Matt Watson on deck. Fouls that back. And a reminder, you can join the White Sox for Elvis Night. Elvis Night, Friday, August 13th, as the Sox take on the Tigers at 7:10 p.m. Afterward, enjoy post-game fireworks presented by Frito-Lay. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit WhiteSox.com. Elvis Night. Always fun. And once again, the payoff. And once again, he walks it.
Number 102 on the way.
A whole bunch of them coming in the last 2 innings.
Watson crushed the ball last time up, unfortunately. Carlos right there to make the play, and he's deep again in right field.
He takes off, and there's a little flare in the left field for a base hit. So the lead off, the 2-out walk is standing on third right now.
Because Oakland does not hit the ball out of the ballpark very much, they use a hit and run. And Watson with his first hit. They got runners at the corners, and Carson will represent the tying run.
He had a little duck snort into left field for a base hit last inning. He's 1 for 2.
Minnesota has taken a 3-0 lead over Seattle. Bottom of the 6th, they're still hitting.
First pitch strike to Carson.
And Thornton loosening in the bullpen.
Outfield straight up.
Got a piece of Ramon Castro on the way by.
They hit the top of the helmet with his backswing. Taking a couple of foul tips off today. AJ had a tough evening last night.
AJ took a beating last night. His mask knocked off twice. He got hit 3 other times.
That's improbable.
That one looks like it was nasty.
2 on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. It's into right field deep, but not deep enough. Carlos back on the track, makes the catch, and they'll retire the side. They threaten, don't score. 7th inning stretch, Sox lead it 4-1. It's bottom of the 7th inning. 4-4-0 for us, 1-4-0 for them. just tuning in, a big bases loaded triple by Brent Lillibridge, and then a beautiful bunt single after that by Juan Pierre. Prior to that inning, we didn't have a base runner. So first pitch, curveball, strike. And there's a fastball on the outside corner. Ramon is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Tried to backdoor. Bottom of the 8th in Fenway. Still 3-0 Boston over the Tigers. Got him. 1 out.
Won't let him get to that situation where with 2 strikes and ahead, he could use that curveball and no chance on the contact.
Well, our good friend Daniel Hudson on the bump for the D-backs today.
Doing pretty well. He probably likes the offense down there.
Well, last time I saw they were leading 10-1 at City Park, so he is having a fine outing, and our very best goes out to that young man. He is a nice young man with a terrific future. 11-1 now, the game in the top of the 8th at City Park. Tank fouls it down, and the count 1-2. Tank has struck out and gone out deep to right field. He just missed that one. High and wide, 2-2. Two down. There's Edwin Jackson was picked up in that trade for Hudson.
He'll go against his former mates on Wednesday in Detroit. Had a side session with Don Cooper today. Worked out very well. Cooper was encouraged. Jackson's going to find that something we all know, Don Cooper is one of the best pitching coaches in all of baseball. And if there is something to find, Don Cooper is going to find it.
As that's chopped foul. And a reminder, organizing a group of 20 or more guests during the 2010 season. You can purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. The more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Well, it's hard to say anybody in that capacity is the best, but I can tell you what, there's none better. You might tie him, but you're not going to beat him.
He's in the conversation when you talk about the guys who are acclaimed. Dave Duncans of the world, Mike Maddox, a good young pitching coach, Don Cooper.
All the way to the backstop. Andrew going out to short. Pennington made a nice play on him. And then he was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 5th. As he strikes out the side, that's 10 strikeouts for Gonzalez, and we'll go to the 8th. Oakland. Top of the 8th inning. Sox lead at 4-1. Davis 1 for 3 with an RBI. Had a little duck snort right off the end of the bat. A little flare in the center field.
And Omar Vizquel takes over at third base. He's in defensively.
Jacks it up. And the count 2-0.
Gavin gets in any trouble at all. Matt Thornton is loosened up and ready to go. The day is over for Viciedo. He was 0 for 3 today. There's a look at Matt Thornton.
Well, since he has come into a White Sox uniform here, he just saw the best curveball he's seen.
Gio has a dandy today. He hasn't walked anybody fan 10, which is pretty strong through 7 innings. He had a tough 5th. John Danks had one tough inning yesterday, cost him a ball game. Hopefully the same will hold true with Gonzalez today.
3-1 pitch. Gavin says, where was it?
Well, here comes Ozzie. I thought that was good enough. Darrell Cousins didn't. And that's going to be it for Gavin Floyd. He's going to go 7+. And Matt Thornton's going to come into the game. Well, terrific job by Gavin Floyd. Fans giving him a standing ovation. At this point, his last 11 starts, he's given up 9 earned runs total.
All right.
Matt Thornton comes in. We'll step out and be back after these messages. The 670 to score for your chance to be the Walgreens VIP for a day, including a Walgreens Affordable Essentials prize pack and a pair of tickets to a White Sox home game. Brought to you by Walgreens, the pharmacy America trusts. Gavin Floyd with a great outing. He leaves a man on. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. And he gives way to Matt Thornton.
And here's Derek Barton, who's 1 for 3. Adam Rosales has come out on deck to hit for Jack Cust. That pitch up high and the count 1-0.
That's been a pretty busy man on for the 43rd time. His ERA just around 2.5. Record squared at 3-3.
Flips that back. And the count 1-1. Pretty good lead by Davis. Good gas right there at 97. Right here, Matt. Another foul. Souvenir left side. Derek has faced Matt 4 times. He's drawn the collar. A couple of strikeouts. Sox with 4 in the 5th. Oakland 1 in the 6th. As they hit here in the top of the 8th. Ground ball. Take your time, boys. You got plenty of it. And rack them up. 2 down.
Routine 4-6-3. Tried to pull that fastball away. He was, but he pulled it right at Lillibridge. And it's easy. So close the book on Gavin Floyd at 7+ innings. 1 run on 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. And he's in line for victory number 7.
And here's Rosales. Can't get that one. You can support your White Sox by becoming a season ticket holder. The 7-game flex plan lets you pick the games you want to attend, and plans start as low as $133 a seat for those season tickets. So for details, visit whitesox.com or call 674-1000. Little flare, and that's another duck snort. He's had a couple of those in this series.
Well, I'm sure being a local boy, he's got a lot of passes at the game. Just saw him get his 3rd pinch hit of the year.
And here comes Ozzie. Well, Matt did his job. Threw the double play ball and then a little flare into left field.
And J.J. Putz is coming on. So the day is done for Matt Thornton. J.J. comes on to get 1 out here in the 8th inning. And as he comes in, we'll step out and be back after these messages.
their own home improvement. Now, the Sox have won 19 of the last 21 games on the south side coming into the day. Sox have averaged more than 6 runs a game while allowing just over 2. So on the .314 batting average for a true home field advantage here at beautiful US Cellular Field. So for all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards.
J.J. Putz coming in to try to get out of this 8th inning.
Kuzmanov takes first pitch strike.
J.J. 5-2 this year, ERA 1.85 on for the 40th time, and he recently had his scoreless appearance streak snapped at 27, an all-time Sox record.
Big rip by Kuzmanov. He's 0 for 3. He's going out to short, going out to center, and then grounded out to Konerko. Well, a tough play for Paulie only because of the fact you don't expect Kuzmanov to hit a ground ball to your left if you're Konerko.
Kuzmanov didn't even know where the ball went.
No, he didn't.
Because he got turned around in the batter's box, didn't realize it squibbed off the end of the bat until Paul had it in the glove.
And Paulie was right on top of it. That's high, 1-2.
Well, the wipeout splitter would seem to be in order here. JJ's had a good one for most of this season.
He gone. And JJ does it once again. We go to the bottom of the 8th, leading by 3. We'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-4-0 for our guys, 1-5-0 for their guys. Lillibridge, that big bases clearing triple. And there's another line shot right to the right field.
This time Carson was playing him a little more shallow. But he guessed fastball again, got it, and hit it hard again.
Red now with 13 RBIs to go along with those 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. And here's Juan Pierre. Takes a strike. And for all you readers out there, there's a rule I don't usually read sports books. But in the last couple of months, I've had occasion to read 2. And there's a little flare in the left field. Get out. It will. Thank you very much. So Goodspeed aboard. But the first one was Cracking the Code by Paul Azinger on the 2008 Ryder Cup team. Terrific, terrific read. And then the one I'm just completing is outstanding. If you like baseball and you want to read a heck of a book, it's called Steinbrenner by Bill Madden.
Madden took a long time to research that book.
He got some. I'll tell you, some of the stuff in there is unbelievable. I'm very familiar with some of the stuff in there. It is awesome. It is an awesome, awesome read. Steinbrenner by Bill Madden. There's Alexei. He's 0 for 3. There's a base hit. Juan's going to make the turn. He'll easily get into third. Don't stop now, boys.
And the bullpen is up and going for the A's. And you would think with the right-handers, Rios, Konerko, and Quinton all lined up ready to go that this might be it for Gonzalez, although he hasn't reached the century mark in pitches yet. Next he takes that changeup. It's not even a strike. Good plate coverage, drives it into left center field. And Juan, knowing that there is no chance in the world for Watson to get him, easily coasts into third. If Kurt Young is out, they're going to leave Gonzalez in the game. Ross Wolf in the bullpen. Very well be that he wasn't quite ready yet, having just gotten up.
Well, there's another Wolf out on that field that might throw harder than even he does.
Second base, huh?
Yep.
Jim Wolf.
Jim Wolf. He got a cannon. So here is Alex, 0 for 3. Takes it right there.
Davis a step to the right of second base, center field.
0-2 the count.
Alex has been mystified by that breaking ball all day today. Little contact here. Do nicely.
Tigers have just tied up the Red Sox with 3 in the top of the 9th off Jonathan Papelbon. Another breaking ball. Now Powell wants a little chit chat. 2-2 the count to Rios. Big tally out there at third base, Alex. Come on, buddy, we need you right here. And a full count with Konerko on deck.
Tried to bury that curveball toward the back foot of Alex Rios, but he wasn't swinging. A stop by Powell behind the plate.
Two down.
He was going to get him on a curveball because at 0-2 until 3-2, and including the last pitch, every pitch was a curveball.
Well, first pitch was a fastball right down the middle.
And then he got to 0-2 and kept on missing, but knowing that if he got it near, Alex would go after it, and he did.
A little soft ground ball, so we get men on first and third, one out. Can't do anything with it, but we'll go to the 9th. with this 3-run lead. On to put on the gear. All he's doing is hitting .400 with 5 homers and 11 RBIs in his last 13 games. Ramon Castro, today's Toyota moving forward.
And he'll have to handle 3 more outs. And hopefully they'll come courtesy of Bobby Jenks, who comes into the game. Jenks 1-3, ERA in the high 4s, on for the 42nd time. Looking for save number 22. The 47 strikeouts and 37 in the 3rd innings. And most of the power is by him in the order, except they do have Kurt Suzuki on the bench. Their #1 catcher and #1 home run hitter. Did not start today and is available.
No, he's their best player.
Yep.
So here we go. Mark Ellis, the second baseman, to lead it off. Ellis 0 for 3, 3 ground balls, 2 to short, 1 to second. Takes first pitch strike. Outfield straight up. Ground ball. To the bridge. 1 out. That'll bring up Landon Powell. He has never faced Bobby Jenks.
Hasn't had the ball out of the infield today. Likewise with Ellis, who went 0 for 4, 4 ground balls.
Sox trying to make it a 6-1 homestand. They swept the Mariners in 4. They won the first game of this series 6-1 behind Lucas Harrell's major league debut. Lucas went 6 innings, giving up just 1 run. Powell can't get it at 96. And as soon as the game was over, Lucas turned right around and went back to Charlotte.
Well, he made his stay here in Chicago very successful, although very brief.
Well, you know, you don't see that a lot. Occasionally you do, but not a lot on a scale of 1 to 10. Not very often. When you bring up a rookie making his major league debut from either AAA or AA, and you get a victory out of it. It doesn't happen that often.
And a pretty well pitched game on top of that.
First 2 innings he was so amped up. Then he settled down. AJ got him through it, settled down, and then he pitched well.
not the last we're going to see of Lucas Harrell.
Well, he'll be back. Didn't appear to be afraid of much of anything.
He's not afraid.
No.
Two, 1. And the count 2-2. With Cliff Pennington on deck. A little low, I guess, and full count. No walks, Bobby. And that's foul back. And a reminder, you can enjoy a day here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field with your family and friends because individual tickets for the White Sox season are on sale right now. For tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME. He gone. He knew it. 2 down.
Bobby went to the curveball. It was a perfect curveball.
On 3-2 it was.
For Landon Powell, he's going, this is a tough lead. I got to see that 3-2.
You got a guy out there throwing 97 who drops a 3-2 hook on you. Give me a break.
Well, you do what he did. You
Grab
just look
some
at
bench.
it and walk back.
Grab some bench. So here's Pennington, 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Can't get it. 32,118 in the house. And the count, 0-2.
We'll take a look at the text results. We ask you which former Athletics Hall of Famer was more dominant. And Raleigh Fingers winning in a landslide over Dennis Eckersley. Both Hall of Famers, both real good.
Just got a piece of it, and I got a piece of Darrell Cousins.
Well, you know what's going through his mind. Here it is, 2 outs, 0-2 count in the 9th inning. I could have lived without getting hit by this one. Yep.
Well, he has had been an excellent umpired series, and Darrell has had an excellent game behind the plate up until that foul tip.
And Ramon went out there just to allow some of the feeling back in the hand of Darrell Cousins.
That's in the dirt. The Red Sox have just beaten the Tigers 4-3. Coming up with a run in the bottom of the 9th.
The Red Sox close with Papelbon. The guy with better stuff is setting up.
Right.
Bard. Oh, he is something.
2 out and 1-2. And this ball game is over. Bobby Jenks, 1-2-3. Couple of strikeouts. Nails it down for Gavin Floyd, who went 7+ innings, giving up just the 1 run, 4 hits. As the Sox indeed make it a 6-1 homestand, Stone Pony.
Well, terrific homestand, and teams you're supposed to beat. But quite obviously, if you've been following our ball club for any length of time, you'll realize we have some problems with his Oakland ball club, but not in this series. Taking 2 of 3, decimating Seattle. Same thing, unfortunately, that Minnesota is doing to them in their series. And Bobby throws that fastball. Mo does a nice job of pulling it just over the outside corner. And Gavin Floyd, deservedly so, getting the victory, his 7th. This is a guy that's given up 9 earned runs in his last 11 starts.
Well, if you just tuning in and did not see, for 4.5 innings, we didn't have a base runner in this ball game. I don't ever recall that in all my years of playing and broadcasting. 51 of them. Perfect through 4.5. But right now, we're going to have a down on the field guest. And he's the man who had a bases